Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we're back in another League of Legends Shoutcast. This particular game, I did some searching on Twitch TV again, see who was streaming, and I found this guy right here, Seraph. CLG's Seraph. So I was like, heck yeah, I want to do that one. Not only is it going to be him though, it is also, I believe that's actually Quas, but I'm not 100% certain on that one. Definitely I'm a Cutie Pie. I know Will XO as well. And then this, I believe, is Kiwi Kid. I'm not 100% certain on that, but pretty close. He's actually duo queued with Darshan here. Not at all sure who that one is. It's probably an alt of another pro, but I'm not completely sure. Yeah. So, I actually started spectating this one using op.gg, and it allows you to start spectating a lot sooner. And apparently it actually records the loading screen, which I didn't know. And I thought that Seraph actually had a delay. Apparently not so much. Apparently it actually allows you to have that entire time there as in the loading screen. So this is going to give me some time to go ahead and talk about the players here. We've got SKT1 Vayne, played by I'm a Cutie Pie, on the bot lane ADC for the blue team. He's going to be supported by Championship Thresh, played by Will XO. The mid lane, we're going to see a Xerath, played by Quas Zero. Not 100% certain that is Curse Quas, but hey, it might be. White is playing Muay Thai Leith Sin on the blue team jungle. And then we've got Seraph playing the Ryze, Dark Crystal Ryze, top lane for the blue team. The red team, we've got Full Metal Rammus, played by Moose Nasky as the jungler. Aww. Alright. Darshan playing the Yasuo. Looks like the High Noon Yasuo. The Alistar is played by Worst Bullhavior, who I'm reasonably certain is Kiwi Kid. Playing, I believe that's Unchained. Not 100% certain there either. Caitlyn is played by It's Your Choice. And not 100% certain on that skin now that I don't have the screen anymore. I know it is definitely a skin, and I think it's Resistance Caitlyn, but I'm not 100% certain on that. And then finally, we've got the Lux, played by Funfrock. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and put everybody up in their places while we are waiting for the action to actually start. We've got the top lane Seraph. There we go. Against... looks like Yasuo. Yasuo. The mid lane, we've got Xerath versus the Lux. The Vayne versus Caitlyn. Thresh, Alistar, Lee Sin, and Rumble. Like, not Rumble. The heck? Yeah, definitely not Rumble. That's Rammus. I don't know why I said Rumble. That was pretty doofy. But, yeah, I haven't seen a Rammus in pretty much forever. So it's kind of cool seeing him back. Also, I just played Xerath today. And it's been a while since I played Xerath. You guys actually, if you watch my games of me playing, it was actually the previous video. And, ooh, getting a little bit of harass on Caitlyn. Caitlyn's she's down a quarter health. She's going to come to lane, and she's going to be actually a little bit behind. Cutie Pie's warding it up. Going to go ahead and get a little harass off as well. And dodging the Q of Caitlyn there. Very nice dodge indeed. This matchup sucks, by the way. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to this. I really enjoyed Xerath. I played him today, like I said, and honestly, I thought he was ridiculously entertaining. I didn't do great on him, but I did actually do alright. Ooh. What is going on here? He still has not started blue. I guess he's not going to start blue as long as Thresh is here. Alistar is actually still hanging out in the Summoner's Pit, so that kind of sucks. I don't know if he just DC'd or what, but he's not here yet. Rammus said, fine, forget it. I'm going to go start red because he doesn't want to sit around blue with the Thresh sitting there harassing him the whole time. Hopefully, if this is indeed Kiwi Kid will connect soon. I wouldn't think it's a DDoS thing because I'm a Cutie Pie is here and playing. And I would think, oh, It's Your Choice just got nabbed there by the Thresh, taking a little bit of hits there, and she's going to be forced to go back. I would think it would probably hit the whole house if it was an actual DDoS, but I'm not 100% certain. I could definitely be wrong. But yeah, I do not envy Seraph this matchup at all. I have played this matchup, and it sucked. I absolutely hated it. Because, you know, anytime I would go to do anything. You know, I did that, of course. I got a little bit of, I got a decent harass off on him. But anytime he would want to go in, he'd go in, and there'd be the wind wall, and I would be completely useless. There's that wind wall right there. Ooh, he gets stuck on the wrong side of it, though. And somehow that actually didn't hit, so that was kind of strange. Worst behavior has connected. Hopefully he's actually connected, and will soon be here. And Darshan is actually forced completely out of this. Ooh, man, Caitlyn's going down at his first blood. And yes, worst behavior is actually here. Not yet managed to buy anything. So maybe not completely here. Please, oh please. I don't want this to be one of those games. Teleport coming out from Yasuo, going top. Yasuo. And Rammus is finally going to be able to get his blue buff. In comes the Thresh, of course, to get that harass off on him. But, oh man, actually quite a bit of harass. Rammus says, you know what, whatever, I'm going for the blue. And there's the taunt. Thresh is grabbed back in. Lux is doing her best to do a lot of damage here. And the flash comes out there from Rammus, getting him out of there. There we go. Down goes the Thresh, and that kill goes to Lux. Yes, he's actually here, and he's starting out with a Sightstone. Actually was able to, just by passive gold generation, straight up buy the Sightstone right off the bat, which, you know, that's actually pretty decent coming to lane with that. On the minus side, of course, he's against a level 4 Vayne and a level 2 Thresh, so they're going to have a bad time, as these guys are both level 2. He actually hit level 2 at the same time as her, which is kind of strange, but I guess at the same time, she really hasn't been spending that much time in lane because of the fact that she's had the crap bullied out of her by these two. So, hopefully they'll be able to at least do a little bit more now that worst behavior is actually here. I'm tempted to just start calling him Kiwi Kid, but I'm not 100% certain it is indeed Kiwi Kid, so I feel that I can't really do that. Ooh, Ryze doing a lot. In comes the gank there from Lee Sin. Let's watch that whole gank. Actually, it looks like Ryze is about to die. Alright, there we go. Nice lockdown there with the Rune Prison, and Yasuo's taking quite a bit of damage. Out comes the Q there from Ryze, almost taking him down. Lee Sin decides to fall back. The Q lands, down he goes, and that is actually a dead Ryze who decided to sit there and auto-attack the Rammus. I guess he figured he was dead anyway, so there wasn't much reason to stay around. So, actually, one of those kills went to Yasuo. He got the kill on the Ryze. Yasuo? Darn it, man. Anyway, he got the kill on the Ryze, and the Lee Sin kill actually went to the Rammus, but gave an assist gold there for Yasuo. So, yeah, that is not a good sign for the Ryze. That is somewhat what happened to me, except I was the one who died to the jungle, and that just completely turned it around. Because from then on, there was really nothing I could do. I was doing okay before then, only okay. After that, nah, I sucked after that. It was terrible. Alright, Alistar is actually in lane. He just got to level 3, and he went ahead and got that Triumphant Roar. So from here on out, he's going to be able to heal up his Caitlyn. Ooh, pulls him right onto the trap, which is her trap, so it is going to go off. So it doesn't really matter. But he did pull him off, did a little bit of damage, but honestly, Alistar didn't care about that. That was very, very little damage. Punched the Thresh back in. Unfortunately for them, he wasn't taking any tower shots or he'd be dead. But still actually got about half of his life there. So honestly, that's not too shabby at all. Vayne is now 5, and these guys are finally 3. Thresh is also 3. So that's a good sign for them. But having a Vayne that's level 5 when you're level 3, it sucks. Ooh. Almost got locked up against the tower there. Didn't, but almost did. Alright, Yasuo is now 6. Ryze is still only 5. And we're definitely getting to the point where I hated it as the Ryze, because I was not able to do enough damage to Yasuo. In comes a gank, though, coming in from Rammus, gets punched against the wall by Vayne, and is he going to be able to pull this off? No, he's not. He's actually forced back here. Thresh was not hanging around, so I believe that actually blew her flash. No, it didn't. All it did was a tumble. And, of course, the Condemn. A very nice Condemn, too, as she did actually push him away. The Wind Wall comes out from Yasuo. Ooh, the flash from Seraph, making sure he didn't get popped up. Can't say I blame him there. He knows that Yasuo is 6, and at that point in time, if he had been popped up, he would have been chained up. and he would have had a really bad time of that. But at the same time, not able to finish him off, but he's actually a lot higher on health here. He's got the 2 pots as well, and Yasuo actually has no pots at all. So he's got a lot better sustain as well. So if something ends up happening again, Ryze is definitely going to come out ahead in these engagements. There we go. The Q goes off, and the pop-up is not going to be there, so now would be a decent time for Ryze to do something. But Rammus is coming around from behind, and they're going to tower dive this. There we go. He goes in. The bind comes out from Ryze, says no, no, and there we go. In they go onto the Ryze. He gets popped up, of course, by that Q from Rammus, and Yasuo immediately goes in and locks him up with the ulti. And that is a dead Ryze. Seraph got ganked again. Really sucks when that happens, too. And there was really nothing he could do about it. He was under the tower the whole time, and I mean, even with warning, he wouldn't have been able to get out, because by the time that if he'd warded up here, by the time that Rammus got within range of here, it would be too late. The only way to do it would be to ward up here and see Rammus going in, and then immediately start falling back. But even then, Rammus is so fast, he might have been able to catch up to the Ryze, because Ryze is slow. That is one of the things, that is, Ryze's big thing. He's slow. Not sure what WillXO is doing here, as it would have just been him versus Lux, and that's not what you want to have. He's actually roaming around here, walks right by that pink ward. Don't know if he saw it or not, but he is chasing after this Lux. He really wants her. I have no idea what's going on there. There we go. He gets hit by her Q, though, and rooted in place. Xerath misses the stun there onto the Rammus. I can't say I blame him. I did that many times in my game. And now in comes the Thresh. Flash, flays, and then lands the hook as well. Out comes the kick there from Lee Sin. The stun misses again from Xerath. The flash comes out from Rammus to jump over that wall and dodge the Q from Xerath. It's not enough, though. Goes down actually to Thresh. And this most likely will end up being a dragon here for the blue team. Vayne is actually being bullied here in lane because, of course, her duo Q part, or her lane partner is not here. So she was pushed back, but in comes the Lee Sin and Xerath going in on these guys. The slow lands onto Alistar. It's Alistar, though, so he should be fine. And yeah, they're able to just get out of this with no problem at all. They're almost 6, finally, whereas Vayne is, of course, already 7. The Thresh, at least, is still 5, so they're still on parity with him. But they're definitely way behind this Vayne. And the blue team is still wanting to go for this the dragon. One ult hit lands onto the Alistar, and I found that was actually a hard one to do as well. The travel time on that makes it pretty darn difficult to predict where your enemy is going. In comes Rammus, gets stunned though by the Xerath, and he's not able to steal that. The Lux was able to secure the kill onto Lee Sin, however, and in they go onto Vayne. The wind wall from Yasuo blocks that auto attack from her, and he's able to finish her off. WillXO is being engaged on now by the Caitlyn, Rammus, and Alistar, who just walks away and allows Caitlyn to finish off that kill. Xerath is now on the run. He's being chased by 3, and I have a feeling he's probably going to get dead soon. Dodges the Q bind there from her, though. In comes the Rammus, gets the flash out of the Xerath, who gets hit immediately by a Caitlyn ult. I highly doubt he's going to escape this one. I honestly see no way for that to happen. There we go. Out comes the combo there from Alistar. Caitlyn does what she can, and she ends up finishing off the Xerath finally. So that definitely puts red team hardcore back in this game, as getting those kills there, especially onto Caitlyn, that is huge. That puts them back into this, where for a while I had kind of thought it was going to be GG, given the fact that Alistar had that extended disconnect there at the beginning, which put Caitlyn really far behind. She's still 30 CS behind, but thanks to those 2 kills she just got, and actually no assists. Thanks to those 2 kills, though, she's not as far behind as she was before. She's got her BF sword and a pickaxe, so she's actually, I believe, got more attack damage than does Vayne. See, 122 to 168. So yeah, she definitely has a lot more attack damage than Vayne. Good news for Caitlyn. Unfortunately, again, Alistar is not here. He would have to go back. He's buying stuff, but, still not here. And there we go. They are going in onto Seraph up here. The taunt comes out from Rammus, the ulti as well. Yasuo's here, and he's slowly jumping in. He's got that Q primed. Gonna go ahead and launch him up. Misses it, but the pop-up from the Rammus means that is another kill onto Seraph. Really annoying there, but I mean, there's not much you can do about it, and he did manage to secure the tower. So it was a tower for a kill. Not really worth it, because I mean, he could have gotten the tower later, and they're going to get a tower off of it as well. But at the same time, it's better than just dying under the tower like he did a little while ago. I'm a cutie pie getting hit up really hard, steps on a trap, and he's going to go down to this. He does indeed. Thresh came in, down goes the box, and it actually still may be a dead Thresh, because in comes the Rammus as well. Alistar punts the... Oh, nice dodge there. Punts the Lee Sin back. Lee Sin goes down to Rammus. Thresh is actually going to be able to escape this, but it ended up being a 2-for-1. So that's definitely not good for the blue team. And any lead they had from that extended DC, definitely 100% gone by now. Which is great there for the red team. Just not so good for the blue team. Seraph is doing what he can up here. On the plus side, again, for the blue team, they've got Ryze. They've got Vayne. Both of those two are super deadly late game. I mean, Caitlyn's deadly as well, but nowhere near on the scale that Vayne is. And of course, Ryze himself is super deadly. He's got his rod now, as well as that tier, which is going to make him a lot stronger. Just trying to survive, though. As long as he can survive, he'll be fine. And they actually didn't get this tower earlier, although they got it really low, so one auto attack is going to do it. Rammus is on his way up, gets picked up by this ward, and in he comes, but Lee Sin is hanging around here. Oh, lands the Q, goes in, goes right for that Rammus. Xerath is coming around pretty close. Not going to happen. The Yasuo is going for Ryze, manages to finish off that tower, and Rammus is headed his way on up here. He may end up going for Ryze. Man, I don't know. It'd be really silly of him to do so, because he knows that at least one other member of the red team, or of the blue team, is there. But at the same time, I mean, the red team's pretty far ahead at the moment, so it may actually work out for them should they choose to do so. But he ended up backing up instead, gonna go back to farm his jungle. His red buff is up, so I can't say I blame him at all. Not at all. And CS, that is still a huge difference between Caitlyn and Vayne. I would say that 100% puts Vayne ahead. Yep, by about 700 gold. The difference, of course, is made up because the Caitlyn is 2-2-2, where she is 1-2-1. So, I mean, a kill and an assist is going to add up to a decent amount of CS, but not quite as much as you want. The pulverize misses there from the Alistar, unfortunately. He was probably going to try to pulverize followed by a headbutt, but it didn't end up working out. Rammus goes in, lands the taunt onto the Thresh and flashes out of it, but Will XO took a ton of damage from Lux. Gets punted out by the Alistar, though, so he's actually going to be okay. And not actually going to end up with any kills here whatsoever. A lot of damage taken, but no actual kills secured. The Dragon's coming up pretty soon, though, and the blue team's kind of posturing here to go ahead and possibly take control of the Dragon, as they are pushing the red team back. The problem is, of course, that they've got a few people that are really low. One of them, of course, is their jungler, and if this Dragon, if they don't watch out, the Dragon's going to come up, and they're going to be too low to do it. They're going to take down the Lux right now, though. Oh, she flashes over that wall. Nope, goes down to Rammus, to Xerath. He's going to go down to Rammus. One more hit of the minion. The minion! And in the meantime, these guys are continuing going. The Yasuo does get a kill onto Lee Sin there. He's really low, though. Gonna go down to the Vayne. He does go down, actually, to the Xerath, interestingly. And that ends up being a 3-for-1 kill. And that definitely puts the blue team back, not quite in the lead, but in a good position. And then the Thresh goes down to the Caitlyn Q net combo. That sucks. Thought he was gonna land a grab. Landed a Peacemaker to the face instead. And of course, neither team's able to do Dragon right now. Red team has their jungler up, but they had a minority in the number of people, so it would not have ended up working out. Now they're going for it, though. Enough members of the red team are up. Actually, everybody's up on both teams. And it looks like they decided against it. So never mind. Lol, JK. Lee Sin went ahead and warded it up, And Musnakski is now out of the picture. Not going to be going for the dragon yet. That dragon is going to be okay. Yasuo going for this? He's actually going for it. He's picked up, of course, by that ward. So he's got to watch out. Rammus is almost here. So not going to have to worry too much about the smite steal. There we go. In goes Rammus. And it actually goes to Lee Sin with the Q. He secured that with his Q. That's pretty darn embarrassing for Rammus, because Rammus had smite, and he ended up not getting the dragon and losing it to a Q from Lee Sin. I guess he saw it coming in and kind of panicked a little, so used the panic smite thing and just kind of died. Or not died, but put it just low enough that a single Q from Lee Sin would finish that off. So that really sucks. That is a very, very unhappy feeling when that happens, because, you know, you think you're going to be able to get that free dragon, and instead it goes to the enemy. Not even off of a smite, but instead off of something little like that. He's trying to go for that pink ward, not going to end up happening. Thresh is going to pull the Seraph into place. Not exactly where you want to be as Seraph, but at the same time, it's 2 versus 1. Rammus is just trying to get out. He is going to get out, but not able to do anything, you know, in revenge. And now these guys are forced to run away. Out comes that Seraph ulti. Not quite enough to finish off the Alistar, but in comes the rest of the blue team. Manages to finish off Alistar. The hook does not land on Caitlyn, so she's not going to go down. Seraph has taken a decent amount of damage there for the tower. And unfortunately for the blue team, they do not have a minion wave, as the blue team's wave is actually pushing this way. In the meantime, Yasuo's up here shoving this, and there's really nothing they can do about it. He may end up being able to get this tower. Yeah, he's going to get the tower. The question is, will he survive it? I believe he will be able to get out of it. Yeah, I'm a cutie pie is just going to go ahead and grab CS and get the heck out. Xerath is... Oh, I had that happen too. Charged up his Q, and just before he would have let it go, it runs out. Yeah, I know that feel. I know that feel, man. Know that feel. It sucks. It sucks a lot. Oh, it's gonna be so great. No, it doesn't go anywhere. Oh well. Blue buff looks like Xerath is on the way. They started it a little early for how far away he is. He does have a huge range, but I mean, not that huge. Still got to get in range, and of course Yasuo is hanging around here. Goes in onto the Ryze, manages to kill the Ryze, and Lee Sin's going to try to escape. Oh, the hook lands onto Yasuo, drags in the Vayne. That is a dead Yasuo, and now they're going to be able to get this blue buff here. And yeah, nothing the red team's going to do to stop that, but honestly, it's a blue buff. It's nice to have, but it's not super important. And Caitlyn's down, split pushing down here, though. She's going to get some decent damage on this tower. She may be able to take it. Thresh is on his way down. He's picked up by that ward, and Alistar's hanging around. What is that? Oh, that's the Riot ward skin. There we go. Alistar's hanging around, runs in, pops up the Vayne, immediately gets taunted by Rammus. The Lux is able to secure her. Out comes the Caitlyn ulti, not going to kill the Lee Sin. Gets pretty close. Lux ulti not quite in range to finish it off, but she goes ahead and shields up her allies, and that is a kill onto Thresh as well. Killing spree for Caitlyn. That's a terrible sound. Nope, doesn't do it again. And not able to land a stun there either. And they're just going to go ahead and counter juggle this now. There we go. Q's nothing, but feels good. Yeah, I legitimately enjoyed Xerath. He was actually pretty fun. I used to play him a lot back in last season, and I haven't played him at all since his rework. And I ended up playing him today in ranked, so that was kind of exciting. Having not played him for that long and not played him at all with his current incarnation, and then just going straight into ranked, probably not in my best interest, but I was mid at the time, and my team was very heavy AD. So the mid that I've been practicing, which is Talon, would not do in that matchup. Ooh, nice flash over the wall there. Question is, will he get out? Out comes the Xerath ulti, and Lee Sin goes in, lands the Q, and that is a dead Yasuo. Yeah, given the fact that I couldn't play Talon, honestly, honestly, Xerath was the best under the circumstances, and luckily for Rammus, his allies are here to back him up. Caitlyn versus Vayne down here. Caitlyn is actually pretty dangerous now, as is Vayne, however. I mean, Vayne's always dangerous. So you gotta watch out. Well, not always, but you know what I mean. By this point in the game, she's usually pretty darn dangerous in a 1 versus 1. And I think she might come out of it ahead, maybe. But she's gotta watch out because she's got no wards, so she doesn't know where the enemy team is. Steps in a trap, they have vision of her, she has no vision of them. She knows where some of them are because she can see them up here. But not enough. In goes the Alistar, gonna go ahead and pop up the Thresh. Thresh is gonna die, and he goes ahead and ults as well to go ahead and keep himself alive. Rammus ulti comes out, does a decent amount of damage there actually. And Yasuo's just kind of hanging out in the enemy jungle here. Vayne versus Caitlyn going in, and like I said, Vayne's able to take that, but now she's in a very unfortunate position for her because Yasuo's coming in behind her. On the plus side for her though, so is Ryze. And the question is, which one will end up coming out ahead? Ooh, Yasuo definitely takes her down. The question is, will Seraph be able to take him down? He's going to try. The wind wall comes out, blocks all that. In comes the Alistar, pops up the Ryze, and that is a dead Ryze. Ooh, nicely done there by the red team. Managing to go ahead and take down both of those people. Had it not been for Alistar, I think Ryze may have come out. Oh, in goes the Lee Sin. That is a dead Yasuo. But Lee Sin's now against both Rammus and Alistar. Jumps over to a ward, and he's going to be able to get out of this with no problem. Xerath, in the meantime, finished off the Lux. Let's go ahead and take a look at how that happened. She was warding up over here. Gets hit by the Q. And what next? I guess after the shield, he just goes in ults. Nope, just hits another Q, and she's dead. Ouch. Yeah, all he's got a Athena's Unholy Grail, and he's a large rod, and a blasting wand, as well as, of course, boots too, so wouldn't have thought he'd be that deadly, but he definitely did a lot of damage to her. He's chased off of lane by the Caitlyn there. She goes ahead and ults him just to keep him off, and she's going to go ahead and clear out these minions as well. Tower's not going to go down quite yet, but it's getting really low. So is this tower, though, so we'll see what ends up happening there. Caitlyn, gotta watch out. There's a Thresh and a Lee Sin there, but she's able to go ahead and net away. She's going to be fine. Xerath trying to get Caitlyn with his Q. Doesn't end up happening. Rammus is now here, and it looks like the blue team's headed toward a dragon. That's a little dangerous, in my opinion, because of the fact that Lee Sin is so low. The rest of the red team's on their way down. Blue team's already hanging around. There's a huge wave up here that the blue team, or the red team, is missing out on. There we go. They're going for this dragon. And they've got to watch out, though, because they don't want to have that happen again. Gonna go ahead and pull out the dragon this time. Make sure that Lee Sin cannot secure it with a Q. Good idea on their part, but he ward jumps in, gets punted back by Alistar, and ulted by Yasuo. And in that time, Rammus was able to secure that kill. Yasuo jumps over onto Thresh. Thresh puts down the box, not enough to finish him off. Caitlyn's now on the move. She's going to try to take them out. And it's a Vayne and a Ryze, both trying to get out. Rammus and Caitlyn are the only ones here, though. Their teammates ditched. Caitlyn says, oh crap, because Vayne goes in on her. And down goes the Caitlyn. Now Rammus is in a world of trouble. He tried to come to help the Caitlyn, but that didn't end up happening. Xerath takes down the Lux, and we'll have to come look at that again, because he just keeps doing that, you know? I know he used his ult there, because I saw the ult indicator come out. Landed a stun, and yeah, just went at her. Now, Rammus gonna get out of this. Pulverized from the Alistar, does not end up hitting, and he's forced to flash out of it because of it. He thought the Vayne was gonna continue coming, and she just kind of stopped there for a second, which gave her just enough time for him to go ahead and miss it, and then she could continue chasing again. There's a ping from the blue team onto a Baron. I'm not sure that's a really good call, but at the same time, Lux is dead, and the blue team is 100% alive. Red team has no wards at the moment, but they can go ahead and ward up. Out comes the wind wall from Yasuo, making sure that he can't get grabbed. But honestly, I think this is going to be a free Baron for the blue team. Yep, down it goes. There was nothing that these guys could do. Rammus didn't have flash or anything, so he would have had to run in, and that's not going to happen against this team. Stun from Xerath, root from Ryze, flay from the Thresh, as well as, of course, the death sentence. You're not going to get through that. He knew that, and he just kind of gave up. Let them take that Baron, and that is a good sign there for the blue team. Surprisingly, given what was going on earlier, it's actually a really close game. It is still a 1K difference at 26 minutes in, and that's actually pretty darn impressive. both teams are just staying neck and neck in this, and that's really great for them. Again, I kind of wonder what would have happened had the Alistar not been DC'd for that little early section, but at the same time, by now, most of that is going to be offset, and we're kind of seeing them just walk around, grabbing up the CS now, farming up the jungle. Red team's going to have to play defensive now. They can't engage in a 5-on-5 versus these guys because they'll be able to catch them off. However, out comes the ulti there from Seraph. Not able to finish anybody off, and the heal was forced from the Lux, however. So that's good news for them. Alistar hanging around in this bush, kind of risky. Rammus goes in, gonna not catch anything because Lee Sin jumps to Ryze. There we go. They're still chasing this, though. Out comes the speed boost from Alistar. He goes ahead, lands his combo, and in goes the Rammus. Out comes the Lux ulti. Down they're going. Seraph goes down. Lee Sin's on his trying to get out. He's going to be able to get out of it, but they're going for the tower, and I'm not sure that the blue team's going to be able to stop them. Thresh is way the heck out there. He's not going to be able to do anything. Alistar goes down. Yasuo lands the pop-up there, but in the meantime, Caitlyn and team are just going off and taking this tower down. In goes the Vayne. Out comes that wind wall, though. That shuts down Vayne hardcore, but they weren't able to secure the tower. They actually did get pushed off of the tower, because now it's a 4 versus 4, and the blue team has Baron. And, you know, a super deadly Vayne. That's never a good sign either. She actually built Youmu's. It's kind of interesting. Out comes the Seraph ult. Gonna try to finish somebody off. Almost finishes off Kate. Oh, just kidding. Finishes her off with the Q. And that is a dead Kate. I didn't realize how much damage that did. Dang. I mean, I just played him, so you'd think I would know, but yeah. I didn't hit too many ults. I hit at least one from every one of them, and I did secure a decent number of kills, but yeah. A lot of them were just to secure kills, so I couldn't really tell anyway. Yeah, until I get, you know, a handle on his power, I'm not going to be playing him super well. So that's really no surprise there. And the blue team is just shoving this hard. Gonna go ahead and take down that tower. Red team's trying their best just to hold on right now. There's really not much they could do. Lux had to go back. Alistar's just kind of hanging around. Nothing he can do whatsoever. And there we go. Blue team's going to go ahead and fall back now. They got the inhib, and now it looks like they're going for a side lane. Dragon's up in a minute 20. Baron's not even close to up. And we may see them start to go ahead and clear around Dragon so they can go for that. 7-5-4 Vayne. That's a scary thing. That is a very scary thing, and that Youmu's makes her super deadly for a short burst of time every time. There we go. They are indeed going down here to go ahead and shove this up. Seraph is in the mid lane to go ahead and keep that wave clear going on, and he's going to be able to do it with no problem whatsoever. Nice. That I did notice. He's able to clear waves really well. Thresh in a bad position. He's going to go down 100%. Interesting death sentence. Very interesting death sentence. But he goes down there. Seraph was able to get out, but unfortunately he was not. And now the red team has a power play, and they are headed straight for... Oh, Lee Sin. Lee Sin gets hit by the Q there from Rammus. And the taunt? Nope, doesn't get hit by the taunt. He's not going to go down, although he gets really close. Seraph comes in. Out comes his ulti. Gonna not actually secure anybody. Yasuo's really low, though. Rammus is also getting pretty low, and Vayne has him on the run. She's going in. Rammus is dead. Nope, just kidding. Yeah, he is. Okay, that's what I thought. Not sure how exactly Lee Sin finished him off. Oh, Lux ulti almost finishes Lee. Not quite, though. He's going to escape this, and both teams are going to be kind of cautious here for a little bit. Unfortunately for the red team, blue team can now go ahead and heal and come back for this dragon, because, you know, they still have their jungler alive. Whereas the red team, it's not the case. Their jungler's dead. And it's a 4 versus 5 power play. Blue team's going to go ahead and start it up without their jungler even here, because they know the enemy's not going to smite it. Vayne's pushing down here, going to keep them occupied, and somebody's going to have to come top to clear this wave, or they're going to lose 2 towers at once. Lux is on her way up. She does not have ult, but of course she doesn't really need it. Going to go ahead and just singularity it, and boom. Yeah, clears out that whole wave. Meantime, though, lots of fighting happening down here. The Thresh box goes down. Ryze trying to get out. Doesn't get out, though. He ends up going down to Yasuo, and the blue team is back on the run again. Lots of back and forth this game. Out comes a ward there from Thresh. Lands the death sentence as well. In comes Vayne, ripping Rammus apart. Rammus may end up dying. Yeah, he goes down. Alistar punts the Lee Sin back. Lee Sin says, oh, no, you don't. Comes right back in with his Q. Yasuo's on his way down. Caitlyn ulti comes in, hits the Lee Sin, doesn't really do too much. And the blue team is back on even footing here with the red team. And they are pushing their advantage. Out comes that Seraph ult again. Gonna do a ton of damage to Caitlyn. She's forced to flash out. Doesn't matter. She goes down to I'm a Cutie Pie. A little bit of burn there from I'm a Cutie Pie. The red buff was able to secure that kill. And now they are shoving somewhere. Gonna go ahead and get rid of these minions, I guess, so that the wave will shove. Out comes the shield there. Looks like they're wanting to go for this tower. Thresh is tanking it up. In comes the Alistar. Lands that pop-up on at least 3 members. But he almost goes down. Wind wall, making sure that Vayne can't do too much. Keeping them alive there. Vayne getting really low. Rammus gets punted back, though, so he's not going to be able to take her out. Lee Sin going to jump away, and they are actually going to escape this with their lives. Seraph hanging around on the mid lane. Was on his way over. Was not needed. And blue team's going to fall back here. Their support down. Not really too big of a deal. Baron just respawned, though. I don't think either team's going to go for it. Right now, technically, red team has the advantage, but honestly, I don't think they could do a Baron safely. I definitely don't. There's a random ping there for the red team on Dragon, which is long gone. So they're definitely not going to grab that. And lots of help here pings there for the red team. On to Baron. Looks like they're actually calling for this. They're going to go ahead and clear out the wards at very least. But blue team is here. They're going to take out the Lee Sin, because he was a little too early there. The wind wall blocks the stun from Xerath, and yeah, Lee Sin ends up going down. Out comes that ulti, though, from Xerath, doing actually fairly limited damage thanks to the shield from Lux. But honestly, I'm not sure that the red team can do anything about the Baron at the moment. I honestly believe they can't, and they obviously agree with me, because they are indeed falling back, and they're going to go ahead and shove back this wave here. Blue team in the meantime just taking their jungle and doing what they can here. Oh man, Q lands from Lux, misses from the Thresh. Thresh getting really low, in comes Rammus, but the blue team is here. Gonna go ahead, almost finish out the Thresh. He does not end up going down. And in goes the Rammus to the Vayne, does not manage to go ahead and grab her, but there we go. Taunt? No taunt. Pops her up, though. He goes down, but she's going to go down. Nope, just kidding, Lantern. Oh, the Lux ulti finishes her off there. That is shutdown gold for Lux. And the blue team is back on the run. Stun lands onto the Yasuo, though. He may be about to die for this. Thresh goes down, but he's got the Guardian Angel. Down goes Ryze to Yasuo. Thresh is going to pop back up just in time to die. Not sure who, because Xerath is actually ulting here. They did some damage. There we go. He finally goes down to Lux. Alistar's trying his best to get out. Gets the shield from Lux. He's not going to escape. He goes down to the Xerath. And now Lux is trying her best to escape. Lands the root there onto the Lee Sin. And I believe she should be able to get out of this. If he continues chasing, he's going to come across a Caitlyn. And that's pretty dangerous there. Xerath is here to help, but it would still be a 2 versus 2. And I'm not actually sure who would come out ahead of that one, because of the fact that Lee Sin is already so low. Lux going up top to go ahead and clear that out. She's got her ulti again. Using it here would not be a good idea, though, I feel. And she's just going to go ahead and use that Lucid Singularity and finish it off anyway. Doesn't even need it. She does a lot of damage with that thing. Ugh. Also, to be honest, her shield's pretty impressive. Every time you see it, I mean, it soaks up pretty much an entire Xerath ult tick, whatever you would call that. I don't know what you would call that, because it's not technically a tick, because tick usually implies dot. And it's definitely not a dot. No. So I don't know what you'd call that. But anyway, we're going to go back to the game here. And pink wards around the Baron pit. The blue team actually has significant Baron control. Red team has a single ward in the Tribush, which, honestly, that's not really going to help you much. Not much at all. But they're working their way down to go ahead and try to ward it up. They're going to go ahead and take out the blue ward here and ward up inside the Baron pit, who, unfortunately for them, the blue team has a pink in there, so they're able to go ahead and immediately destroy those wards. But the blue team took a couple shots at Baron there. Not going to be enough to really tilt this back in their favor. And nice shot there from Lux. Not really doing too much damage, but the blue team kind of seems to be shoving forward in mid lane. On the minus side for the red team, though, while they are doing that, the blue team also says, hey, we should do that. And red team has an exposed inhib. So if that did happen, blue team would 100% come out of it ahead. Because, you know, red team might be able to get a tower. Blue team would get an inhib. And instead, there's going to be a team fight here. The Lucian doing his best, goes ahead, ults the popped up Lee Sin. He ends up going down. Lux goes down though to Ryze. And now we're actually getting into that late game that I was afraid of earlier for the red team. Blue team is really deadly now. They have actually gotten to the stage where the Vayne is super deadly. Ryze is super deadly. Yeah, they had a really good early game. Unfortunately for them, it's made it to the late game, and I don't know that they're going to be able to do too much about this. Blue team hanging around here at the Baron pit. They don't have their jungler, though. This might be a good moment for Rammus to come steal it, but it's not going to end up happening because they backed off. Had they not backed off, I think Rammus might have ended up being able to steal this one. Down goes a tower down bottom. Blue team needs to go down and defend that because that is a huge wave, and that is a lot of money for whoever goes down there. Seraph gonna hang out in mid, and Ryze is gonna go clear that. He's really good at it too. Ulti and Q, and that whole time, well, maybe not Q, E, and the whole wave's gone. Boom! There you go. Minor exaggeration perhaps, but he still did a ton of damage there, and was just able to rip through that minion wave. Yasuo's gonna go ahead and solo the dragon here. Blue team has no idea. They've got no ward coverage there. They've been concentrating it all on Baron, which I can't say I completely blame them for, but that does mean they missed out on the Baron, the dragon there. Lee Sin came to ward it just a second too late, so he doesn't even know that it just happened. They don't have the timer for it. Probably going to guess a timer, but it's probably going to be slightly off. Not terribly off, but enough off that, you know, it might end up hurting them late game if they happen to pay attention to it. But at the same time, they're probably going to be more worried about Baron anyway. Alright, going ahead and giving the blue buff here to the Seraph. That is a nice thing to have. I really liked my blue buff when I was Seraph. And his build is actually fairly similar to mine. I didn't get to the Haunting guys. That was actually next. Yeah, I was not quite there yet. I think I was actually going for a Guardian Angel instead. Yeah, that's right. I started going for Guardian Angel instead because they had pretty heavy AD on their team. I wanted to get that armor from it, and then that was when we ended. I didn't have nearly as much CS either. I'm way out of practice. Like I said, I sucked at CS that game. Rammus, looking like he's coming in, uses that ult, or the Q, sorry, to go ahead and get in there. How did they go? This taunt comes out onto Thresh, and they are going for this. Out comes that Lux ulti. Rammus is going to go down. Actually, the Thresh. Out comes the ulti from Seraph, ripping through them. The Lee Sin jumps away, just barely escapes. Vayne is just doing work. Takes down the Lux. Down goes the Alistar as well to Seraph. Or the Thresh, sorry. In the meantime, Yasuo finishes off that tower, and he kind of seems like he wants to go for Seraph. His enemy team is pushing up mid, but there's really not much he can do about it alone. So he's doing what he can to possibly, you know, just do something to Seraph, but I can't see that happening either. He's got that Q ready, but I highly doubt he's going to do anything to this. Yeah. Down goes the inhib, and these guys are going for the tower now. Out comes that Guardian Angel because they have no minions. Lee Sin almost dead. The Seraph is actually tanking this up. Down goes another tower, and this is gonna be game. That I didn't expect, and neither did Yasuo. He thought because of the fact that he was, you know, keeping those minions back, they wouldn't go for it. Unfortunately for him, they did, and that ended up losing them the game. Nicely played by the blue team. Very nice indeed. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.